we're three into it. My wife, my daughter, and my wife's sister all had results. And then my wife's sister has two kids. My other daughter did not test or does not have a gene. But my sister-in-law's both are kids. They're both in college. One just graduated. One's still in college. They're trying to figure out what to do. They're both in NIH, hoping that they can have something better than your stomach. So we'll see.
You know, we just got a bulletin from our doctor who's involved that there's a blood test that screens for like 90% of the cancers.
Really?
And he wants Linda and I to do that.
Yeah.
It's like $1,000.
Yeah.
To do it, including the analysis and interpretation.
I'm sure I told you this. After they removed my wife's stomach, they did a biopsy of it, and she had stage 1 cancer. So the research, we are UPenn, researching up there. I was like, what does that mean? They're like, 5 years gone. I don't know, with that type of cancer, it's just.
What I hate to read is these cancers, they have a new column now that says survival rate after surgery or after treatment, and it's the percent of people that live 5 years.
Right.
And a lot of it is not too good.
Yeah. So we got.
Pancreatic cancer is the worst.
Well, the problem with what she has is by the time you discover it, it's too late. It's already spread all throughout your body.
Yeah.
So the survival rate's like 2%. Like
She's beating all the odds.
So yeah, I mean, we would have known. I mean, and we're 6 years in, so it's probably be going through it now, probably. Yeah. So we dodged a little bit. So those screening things. Brian told you this too. It's been years, but Hirsch, they were looking for something else, and it just showed up on the DNA panel. They do a panel. This happened.
It definitely pays to do all the preventative screenings.
Yeah.
We're going to get started. Good evening. Today is Tuesday, June 20th, 2023, and it's approximately 7 p.m. My name is Kristen Lawrence. I'm a public utility law judge at the Maryland Public Service Commission. We are in 105 Henson Hall at the Warwick Community College in Salisbury, Wycomico County, Maryland, to conduct a public hearing in case number 9682, which is captioned Temo Renewables LLC's application for a certificate of public convenience and necessity to construct a 9.9 megawatt solar photovoltaic generating facility in Wycomico County, Maryland. The applicant seeks to construct the project on 47 acres on Walston Switch Road in Salisbury, near the Salisbury Regional Airport. The project will include 34,600 solar panels and will interconnect to the facilities of Chop Tank Electric Cooperative and Delmarva Power and Light. Purpose of this public comment hearing is to allow any member of the public to provide feedback on this proposed project and to express any issues or concerns with regard to the project. All the documents filed in this case are available on the Public Service Commission's website, which is www.psc.md.us, and can be accessed by using the case mail log portal and typing in case number 9682. The evidentiary hearing is scheduled for a week from today, Tuesday, June 27, 2023 at 10 a.m. in the 19th floor hearing room of the Public Service Commission's offices at 6 St. Paul Street in Baltimore. Copies of the application are also available for viewing at the Wycomico County Department of Planning, Zoning, and Community Development, 125 Division Street, number 203, Salisbury, Maryland, 21801. This hearing will begin with a brief presentation of the project by Temo Renewables. Then you will hear from the Department of Natural Resources Power Plant Research Program, which has made recommendations with respect to the project. Also, representatives from the Maryland Office of People's Counsel, OPC, and the technical staff of the Public Service Commission will introduce themselves. If anyone has any questions about the project, those individuals are available to answer questions. If anyone who is watching this live stream or otherwise wants to file written comments, they can do that through June 23, 2023 by sending them directly to the Maryland Public Service Commission. Attention, Andrew S. Johnston, Executive Secretary, 6 St. Paul Street, 16th floor, Baltimore, Maryland, 21202. Please reference case number 9682. So the comments make it to the correct file. Written comments may also be submitted electronically through that same date of June 23, 2023, through the Commission's public comment drop box, which can be accessed through the Commission's website. Instructions for logging into the public comment drop box are located under the Tools section of the Commission's website under the Make a Public Comment tab. Commenters utilizing the public comment drop box are required to complete a one-time registration. And again, all comments should reference case number 9682. So at this point, I will turn the hearing over to counsel for Temo. I'm actually not on the screen, so if you can probably stay where you are, or you can come up closer.
Okay. Does this work, Your Honor?
That works.
Good evening. Thank you, Your Honor, and thank you to all those attending here this evening and on YouTube. My name is Max Cook, and I'm counsel on behalf of the applicant, Temo Renewables, LLC. I'm also joined by the Temo Renewables project manager, Mutana Abu Hamid. Additionally, I'm joined by Mr. Dane Bauer and Ms. Melissa Hall from H&B Solutions, the environmental consultants for the project. I will now pass it over to Mr. Dane Bauer, who will provide a brief environmental overview of the project. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Your Honor. I'm with H&B Solutions. Our firm, I'm an owner, and Melissa Hall is the other owner. We basically oversee the technical team that puts the project together and all the consultants that do the field work and the analysis, and then we prepare the environmental review document that's part of the application for the project. I'm going to give you a quick overview of some of the features of the project. It's basically on 47 acres, and it is on the same road, Walston Switch Road, that you use to get to the airport. I would say we're about a mile away, maybe a little bit more. There were not too many environmental features on the property. There was one jurisdictional area that runs through the middle. It's sort of part stream and part wetlands. We were needed to stay 25 feet back on a buffer on either side. And in order to meet the capacity of the project, we did ask the Department of the Environment if we could have some relief on the buffers, and they reduced it to 10 feet. And we got a letter of authorization from them to approve that. There were also 4 drainage ditches that were somewhat connected that were not jurisdictional. The project is not in the critical area. It's not in the Tier 2 anti-degradation area. Maryland Historic Trust evaluated the project and did not find any historic properties. The Department of Natural Resources did an assessment and said there are no rare, threatened, and endangered species. I would mention that the point of interconnection is going to be on the site, but the applicant is not responsible for bringing the off-site facilities for the interconnection. Chop Tank Electric owns the Walston substation, and Delmarva owns the distribution system. And both of those parties are going to make the upgrades to the substation and to bring the distribution line to the property for connection. The slopes on the property were somewhere between 0 and 5%. So the county and the state has determined that it will not need any stormwater structures. They'll qualify for non-rooftop disconnect credits. That's sort of the general overview. There will be buffers to the project. Where the panels are right off the road, there'll be a 50-foot setback. And then within that setback, there'll be 20-foot wide vegetative buffer. On the sides, there's a 10-foot setback. And then in addition to that, behind that, there's a 10-foot vegetative buffer. In the back of the project, it will face a forested area so that there was no vegetative buffer planned for that. The entrance is right off of Walston Switch Road. There are 3 houses that front the road at that point, but the project will be approximately 200 feet off of the road and quite a distance from the back of their properties where the vegetative buffer will be. I think that's a general overview of the project, unless, Your Honor, you have any questions.
I don't thank you.
Okay.
Good evening, Your Honor. Unfortunately, our Assistant Attorney General signed this case, Steve Tolson, could not make it tonight. He is listening on the phone because he could not get on the virtual stream.
My name is Sean Seaman with the Power Plant Research Program, Maryland's Power Plant Research Program. I work for the state of Maryland. Just like to say that we did our own independent evaluation of this project based on the application that was filed with Public Service Commission, which resulted in a report called a Project Assessment Report. We filed that with the commission on June 8th, I believe. We also filed initial recommended licensing conditions on the same day for the PSC's consideration. I think that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sue, did you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Ryan Shu on behalf of the Maryland Office of People's Counsel. OPC represents the interest of residential ratepayers in Maryland in these cases.
Thank you. And Mr. Davis?
I'm Hunter Davis on behalf of the Maryland Public Service Commission staff. Staff has reviewed this project, and our recommendation was to move the project forward, subject to a few conditions that were filed in staff's testimony on June 9th. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak this evening? I'm going to reiterate the methods by which people can file written comments. Again, they can be mailed by U.S. mail, addressed to Maryland Public Service Commission. Attention, Andrew S. Johnston, Executive Secretary, 6 St. Paul Street, 16th floor, Baltimore, Maryland, 21202, and please reference case number 9682. If someone wishes to file comments electronically, and again, comments need to be filed or can be filed through June 23rd. If they're filed electronically through the Commission's public comment drop box, that's accessed through the Commission's website at www.psc.state.md.us. Instructions for logging into the public comment drop box are located under the Tools section of the Commission's website under the Make a Public Comment tab. Commenters utilizing the public comment drop box are required to complete a one-time registration and reference case number 9682 on those comments as well. We will remain here. I'm going to stop the live stream, but we'll remain here until 7:30, just in case someone shows up.